And I'm getting it in a different way through intuition and a few things I see out there that if I feel like I get a gut feeling that it's right, then I go with it and I piece those together. But I just find it fascinating that a lot of us are winding up with the same conclusions. So truth is simple. As soon as you start making it complex, it becomes relative. This is the problem with the world right now. And you can look at this on a worldly level, or you can look at it from a truther level. So some of these people that are putting out information that's channeled and it's highly detailed and very complex, and here's this image of this portal and what it looks like and the geometry and blah, 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 blah. What you're doing is you're going further into the AI mind. I am not interested in the AI history other than how it relates to now and what we do about it. I'm more interested in human history or our species, not all these other ones, other than to the simple or general degree that it helps us. So you're going into another wormhole, such as a religion or a any kind of mind program that takes you deeper and deeper, and it's fascinating. But it's not necessarily giving you the truth. It's giving you pieces of truth, which are the hooks, the worm on the hook. And then they get you in there, and then you just keep going deeper and deeper. And it's just so fascinating. And what else can I learn? And it's like, how is this helping us at all? It's not. You're in another wormhole. So on a worldly sense, it's like taking truth and making it relative to a situation. Okay, so let's go further here. Speaking of people doing magic on me, the magicians, the black magicians, I've been talking about that we need to go after them because a lot of them are taking on entities, they're possessed or they're whatever, or they're just an entity to start with that's connected into the hive, but they come into a body like ours so that they can do things here and make changes. They can't just intend it like we do, intention. They have to do magic and do these real involved magical rituals and all this stuff for years and years, just constantly doing it to get something to change. And when they do that, they cause changes in the simulation or the matrix. And so they do magic when they want to change the trajectory. I can't talk with this thing in my mouth. Trajectory of the matrix script, when they want to change its trajectory. I can't say that word with this. I need my tongue to say it. Trajectory. So they do magic. We don't need really to do the magic. We just need intention, but that'll piss some people off and they'll probably target me again, but they're going to get a surprise if they try it again. All right. So he also talked about Enki, who's also Enoch, rigged the pyramid so that it would take down the matrix. I think it's going to take down the matrix. It's going to, at the very least, stop the or interrupt the phoenix cycle, which is the sun darkening, that stuff I just talked about with the trumpets and the sky darkening and all that. It's an event that happens. It's a reset event. So Jason is saying that Enoch / Enki rigged the pyramid to take down the matrix. Now, I don't know what he said since that this is early material. What I sensed was, and I think he said they all disappeared. It was the Anuna, that group of people, and they all disappeared. I think they're coming back. They're the missing piece. They're going to come in at the right time. So are they reincarnating back in? Maybe, but I felt like they were coming back from wherever they went. Did they go underground? Did they go to another crater? Did they go to, did they, I don't know. go through a portal. What happened to them that they all disappeared? But I felt like they were coming back from wherever they went at the appropriate time, and they're the missing piece to make the pyramid work and whatever. So I thought that was interesting. I don't know if I'm right, but I'd like comments on that and what you think. He also talked about this. Oops, wrong one, of course. Let's just do this. I clicked right on it. I don't even know where that came from. Oh my God, that is weird. Okay, that is, I didn't even have this picture open. I don't know if you saw it switch from the picture I tried to pull up to this one. I don't know what I did, or if it's just another one on my desktop or something, but look at there, there's the wormhole when I was talking about that from another video. God, that is weird. All right, I got to find this picture. Give me a second, because I don't know what it just did, because it doesn't even let me, oh, maybe it is let me scroll. So there's my desktop. Okay. Maybe I hit the scroll button. That was weird. Let me pull it back up. Apologies. There it is. Hi, Kitty. I can't do anything right now. No, I can't. Okay, this is really weird. It's not showing. It's still pulling up that same image. Man, that's weird. Okay, why won't this open? I can see it on my screen. Anyway, it's got the word ZE. It's from the Cambridge Dictionary. It's a pronoun sometimes used to describe, it used instead of he or she because it does not show a particular gender. So if you're gender neutral, you would say you're a Z or a they. And I just thought that was interesting because he had mentioned Z, and I was thinking of Generation Z. Is it any accident that they're called Generation Z? And then they're going to be the ones pushing the gender neutral stuff, or they're going to be the gender neutral. Okay, so for whatever reason, this won't show. Interesting. All right. What else have we got here? Okay, so this is something I uncovered that was super interesting. I don't know if I'm going to be able to say it as concisely and nicely. I'm going to rhyme. Hi, Kitty. Come on, you can come up here. As I did on the meetup in Patreon. But I was talking about the people that are asleep, the zombies and all that, and we're trying so hard to wake them up. And Jason was talking about there needs to be a certain number of people because the simulation runs on, here she is, runs on the mass consensus of something, the mass opinion. So it reflects back what the masses believe or whatever. So I was just thinking about that. And he said there's got to be a certain number of people that believe something. Otherwise, they just, you know, it clicks in some event that'll stop that or wipe us out or something like that. They'll do something that will stop it. So they need us believing their crap, you know, that this is real. Otherwise, they're going to have to do, you know, it's programmed to do something as a defense. We got a cat butt. Hey, get your butt out of my face. Oh my God. All right. Anyway, so what I was gleaning from this is we were all connected. I had this sense that all the humans, the souls, I'm talking about the souls, not the humans posing that have things inside of them posing as humans and hooked into the matrix. I'm talking about the souls here and the critical mass we needed of souls. We needed a critical mass of the 30% of souls that were here. So that would be 50%. So that would be 15% of the people here that were souls needed to be awake. And I thought we had that. We had a little over that. And they kept trying to take out souls, you know, not take them out of the matrix, but make them die or disconnect them so they don't count in the numbers. But anyway, and I was like, okay, we just need that number. We need the other number to stay asleep, because otherwise they'll shut this thing down, because they need us charging it and everything. So I kind of feel like all the souls are working together, our unconscious minds, and we're working like as a unit, where we get out gradually so they don't shut anything down or reset. So it's like, okay, we're getting out in stages. So this group is going to wake up, these are going to stay asleep, and the ones that are asleep, it was like their souls were talking to me, and they were like, we're relying on you guys to shut this down. I mean, we have to stay asleep and we have to trust that you guys are going to get the job done. And the awake people are like, this sucks, why do we have to be awake and you guys get to be like oblivious or whatever, but we got this whole job to do. So it's kind of hard on either end, but it made me feel better. It's like, oh, okay, some of these people that we know are souls, it doesn't matter what we say to them, they're like, nope, don't want to hear it, nope, they stay asleep, because that's what they're supposed to do. We need them to stay asleep so they don't just throw in some random thing like a backup. Oh, they're all awake, quick, throw something in there. So to prevent that from happening, we're doing this in stages. I thought that was pretty interesting. I'm interested to see what you think, but it made me feel better as far as some of these people I can't wake up. So let's just kind of, maybe that's why we've been feeling like we need to stop trying to wake people up. And it's not that we're giving up, it's that we're not supposed to. So I'm interested in if you think that's right or not. I got a lot of archaic stuff because he brings up a lot of points. He was saying that he thinks that the Sphinx was something else and they changed it to a lion. I don't know. I mean, and that's entirely possible. I have seen the Sphinx entity in people, around people's light body when I'm doing my work. So that's also where I get a lot of my information, is going in and working on people, working on their light body and their soul. And I've seen that entity around people in their aura of their light body. Now it could have looked differently, and now it's changed because they mutate, and they do all these things like the chimeras. They attach half of this to half of something else, so it's like half animal, half insect. It's half this, half that. It's just stupid. But anyway, so I'm not sure if anybody's got any thoughts on the Sphinx. I think it's an entity. I have something here to add. Like I was talking about the Pythians, and I forgot about the pith, the word pith meaning seed. And it was making me think of serpent seed. And also its connection, I said it was connected to Catholics. And the word pith is something inserted into liturgies. It's which is a Catholic, Catholic liturgy. Anyway, I'm going to skip that for now because I don't want to go into that whole topic again. All right, so I'll just finish off with a lot of the stuff that Jason's been triggering in my brain. All right, so he did confirm that we are in a prison, hell realm, or a pit. It's all stuff I've been talking about when I looked into the mythology, HEL realm. We're there. And I also looked into Pitt and Brad Pitt's name and the meanings of pit. I've said since I started coming out of the closet as a truther, I've said that we're in a prison. We got sucked in here through the black hole. This was another interesting thing he mentioned in the video. Has this word in the title, palindromes, PALINDROMES. And I believe he was saying that palindromes, they have to do with time. And I'm pretty sure he said time. I've been saying time exists in our DNA. And I'm pretty sure whatever he said in that video is confirming that time exists in our DNA. That's why this is a clock and it's just a mind program. DNA remains unknown code, undeciphered unknown code, injected memories. So we have injected memories. So we're not living out the future, we're living out the past through injected memories. Okay, he's talked about a lot with past and future, and I've talked about it, how they're erasing our past. So that's another interesting point. He said when we go to bed, they are correcting our past. So it's like, I don't know what to compare it to, but like, let's say you have a web page up and there's an error in it, and you go in and correct it. So if we did something or something happened they didn't like, they can go in and correct the past, what we just did, and change it. So then when we wake up, we're like, oh, we're back where we started. Or why do I thought I was making progress yesterday, or I feel like crap today. So, and I think that's what he's saying. Again, Jason, forgive me I don't think you'll ever see any of this, but if you do, I'm paraphrasing, or this is what I gleaned out of what you put up. And so I thought that was super interesting because that fits with what I've been seeing, like they're messing with us while we're asleep. I've told you numerous times to cancel out everything they did while you were asleep, and you don't agree to it. Do it before you go to bed. If you can remember, do it when you get up. Whatever you did while I was asleep, I don't agree to it. It's canceled out. No permission, refuse it, reverse it. Okay, so I did mention this in my last video, the Tablet of Destinies. He's been talking about that, and that's what's inside of the Great Pyramid. And it's something that the Anuna studied. They studied the simulation, and they created this Tablet of Destinies where they could control or take down the simulation. And the Tablet of Destinies was stolen out of the Great Pyramid. But I already talked about how I think they're coming back. I'm just zipping through these notes really fast here. I was also thinking about like, because I talked about, maybe they went underground, they're going to come back up. I talked about the Atlanteans coming here underground from one crater to another. And I thought they came through, or one of the entry points is under the national park here in the US. I can't think of the name of the park right now, but I did some stuff on that and how the gold is under there. Maybe somebody remembers the park. It's on the tip of my tongue at the moment. He also said all weather is weather machines. Or no, I wrote this, sorry. He was talking about weather and how they can, the meteorologists are never correct. They are most of the time, I don't want to say most of the time wrong, but they're wrong a lot. And meteorology was something connected to astrology at one time. By the way, I am going to talk about tropical astrology in the Ask Anmarie video, if I remember, because it just makes me mad when people say tropical is meaningless. I think it's the key. But anyway, so he was talking about weather, how they always get it wrong, and it's because you can't predict it. It's part of the simulation. It's like a program you'd have to know or something. And I feel like all weather is weather machines. So that's my sentence I wrote there. So we hear about these weather machines that manipulate and control the weather, and we've got that technology now, and we can use it against your country and blah blah blah. And they've been doing it, right? Like HARP or whatever. I feel like it's not just to manipulate the weather. I feel like the entire weather system is weather machines, and they can change it at any time. I could be wrong. Maybe it's, I didn't really read on that. Maybe it's just the simulation is set to run this weather. I mean, that's why the seasons used to be so exact, and you could almost time to the day when things would change, when the first snow would fall. Like if you're in a seasonal area, my whole face is itching. I don't know. Is anybody else having allergies out there? Mine are out of control. I'm actually having to take meds for them, which I don't like, but I used to never take medication. But it was like desperation. So, and then as we get near like recent events or other events, the weather starts to change because it's all just part of the simulation. But it could be, I think, all weather's weather machines. That was a thought that came to me. So, but then if it's a simulation and everything's a world of mirrors, I've talked about that, the tesseract and everything, mirroring everywhere. It's just all it is, infinity mirrors. Then of course we could change the weather because we just put our intention out there and change the code. So this is why you can use your intention to change things, because you're a soul, you're the battery, you're the creator. These are the AI that wanted to switch roles with us, and them be the master and we be the slaves, I guess, if you want to look at it as a master slave thing. But we're still the masters. They've just trying to make us think we're not. That's why we can just use intention. We don't have to do all the spells. The spells are AI. I'm sorry, the spells are like people possessed by things that aren't really connected to a soul. Then they have to use the magic. But if you're a soul, you're connected to a soul, you can just do intention. So Jason was kind of, I think, backing that up there. Maybe not saying it in the same way, but backing it up. Okay, so I've got a lot of other info on the Ask Anmarie, but please, if you can, like, subscribe, join Patreon. I do a lot of kickbacks there. We just did a meetup and 2 people won their choice of my tarot or my numerology course. If any of you are really great at design, if you could make that course page look better and be more informative or whatever, I just wanted to throw it up there because so many people have been asking, and I've been trying for so long to get something up. So it's up and the info's there. It just doesn't look fancy. But anyway, they won that, and somebody won a gift card, and somebody else won a tarot or an oracle deck. So I do a lot of giveaways, and we have fun, and we cover a lot of things. We actually uncover a lot of things when we get together as that group mind on there. I do post the secret truth meters there, and usually the Ask Anmarie. If you join, you're guaranteed to get your question on to Ask Anmarie. And what else is on there? There's something else I'm doing. Anyway,